Beautiful souls. Welcome to a live stream. I'm so excited to be doing a live stream again with everyone. It's been, I don't know how long at this point, 2 or 3 weeks. I think we missed the week before I went to Sedona, and then, of course, the week of Sedona. So now I have returned. There's been a whole lot going on since I've gotten back. So this has been my first opportunity to hop on here with everybody. I'm looking forward to connecting with everyone. I'm also looking forward to connecting with everybody who's watching the replay. Sending you so much love. Just know that I appreciate you infinitely. Let's see. Today we're going to be talking about the solar eclipse in Virgo. We're going to be talking about September the 999 energies. I have a separate video that I did that I'm going to put out in the next couple days. I just recorded it right before this live stream, touching on Charlie Kirk and all of the intensity of what's going on there. So we're probably not going to get into that a lot during this particular live stream. It's probably going to be mostly the eclipse. And I say mostly because we never really know. Like, we are within this 999 gateway of energy still during this eclipse. This is open really. I mean, as we know, we can't really put an exact date on energies, right? Because energy is fluid. But we can say essentially that like that 999 gateway of energy is still open as we are recording this, at least and definitely through the autumnal equinox. Right, the eclipse is occurring on the 21st of September. The equinox is the 22nd as the sun moves into Libra. This eclipse is occurring conjunct the supergalactic center. So this is a really powerful energy. And we're going to get into all of that and what it means. Now, I'm seeing that I don't have anybody to ask right now whether they can hear me or not. So I'm going to give this a couple more minutes. And then if, okay, I see one person hopped on. All right. So my phone, it's hard to say. It says SOS, but it also has the Wi-Fi going. So I want to make sure that the live stream's going before we get too deeply into everything. So I'm going to give it a minute here and see before I really get into things here. So everybody on the replay, thank you for your patience as always, as we're moving through these sort of technical aspects of the video here. Whoever is in the chat right now, if you could let me know if you can see and hear me, that would be greatly appreciated. That way I know whether this is recording. All right, so I see 7 people. Anybody who's in the chat or who's watching right now, if somebody could hop in the chat and tell me whether you can see and hear me, that would be greatly appreciated. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Oregon Ducks. All right. So we are going to talk about this eclipse at the anaretic degree, the 29th degree of Virgo, conjunct the supergalactic center. All right. And as I said, we're not going to get too deeply into Charlie Kirk and all of that, because that is a separate video that I did. It is a really powerful thing to have happened during this timeline split. But one thing that I will say about that I didn't catch in the video is that there is actually a Star of David in the chart right now, at least for the solar eclipse. So I think that's fascinating. And why that is relevant, you will know when you watch that video. I'm not going to talk about it now, because if I talk about the country connected to that symbol and all of that, the live stream, who knows what will happen to the live stream. So that's going to be in the video that I put out later, why there is a connection there and what makes that interesting. But for now, we're going to go back to simply saying that overall, it's when we have these what we would call, I'll call it the Seal of Solomon, right? We could also call it a Merkaba. There's many things that we can call this symbol when we have these 2 grand trines here overlapping each other in the chart. But it's really powerful. It just adds, essentially it's connecting all these really powerful parts of the chart here for this solar eclipse. All right. It's connecting that sun and moon at 29 degrees of Virgo, conjunct that Mercury at 5 degrees of Libra, all conjunct that supergalactic center. One of these trines, grand trines here, is connecting them with Pluto. All right, who's also connected to the asteroid Pallas Athena, And it's also connecting Uranus and Sedna. So there's that grand air trine with, of course, that moon and sun in Virgo in the earth energy, but earth energy that is ruled by an air planet, being that Virgo is ruled by Mercury. So still, even the Virgo energy having an air-like quality to it. And then the second grand trine here, connecting Black Moon Lilith, Juno, and Vesta to Jupiter in Cancer, and the North Node in Pisces. So a grand water trine there. Really destined and fated energies here with a lot of these planets with the nodes involved, with all of these powerful outer planets here as well, with the super galactic center. There's a whole lot of intense energy going on here. Everything, like we said, really tying this entire chart together. Most of the aspects or elements here, from what I'm seeing, are really working in tandem. All right, I'm also seeing this yod here. And we talked about these yods in other streams that we did leading up to this energy, other videos that I put out here. This yod with Mars here at 29 degrees, also at an anaretic degree of Libra. Conjunct, even though we can't see it, Hermea in the early degrees of Scorpio. So an out of sign conjunction, but still a conjunction here at that focal point of this yod, which is involving Neptune and Saturn here and Uranus and Sedna. So this is, once again, that destined and fated energy. These are critical events. These are critical energies, critical choice points for humanity, for the collective. And I always like to say, I know there's a lot of really sensational stuff going on right now. If you look in the spiritual community, a lot of people talking about like, this is your last chance, right? This is the timeline split to end all timeline splits. And after this, you're not going to be able to ascend, right? If you don't choose the higher timeline. I don't subscribe to any of that. What I will say is that the distance between the two realities is getting greater and greater. And this has been a major, this feels like, yes, a choice point individually, but really a big collective choice point. All right, and as I said, I'm not going to get too deep in this particular video because I did it in another video that will be released here about the current events. But we see how they are polarizing people, pushing people along those choice points, we could say. Really, there's a lot of wild, intense stuff happening right now. There's a lot of opportunities, we can say, to enter back into our hearts and to really check where we are along that spectrum by how it is that we are perhaps reacting to these events. Obviously, we know the ideal place to be is neutrality and compassion, right? Heart-centered neutrality is the term that just came through when I was recording the other video. So, yeah. So we've had this convergence of energy, and yes, I am going to talk to everybody here. We're going to chat. We're going to connect. After I move through this portion of the video, this is going to make it easier for people watching on the replay to not get lost in all of the chatter. But I love and appreciate you all infinitely. Thank you for being here. All of the beautiful people in the chat and who are watching this video. So we've been talking about how this eclipse portal really opened up when we had that new moon at 0 degrees of Virgo at the end of August. And we've been moving through this energy. This is the most powerful gateway of the year, being that it is a 9-year numerologically speaking. So it is the 999. This is endings, this is beginnings, this is transformation. We have the year of the snake in Chinese astrology, which is also about rebirth, regeneration, transformation. This portal is a huge window of that. This is the alchemical nature of this portal cannot be understated. And it's really, I think, illustrated by that energy of the snake, this being the year of the snake. The process that we are all going through of transformation, of transmutation on a DNA level, a cellular level, on a spiritual level, a mental level, an emotional level, And this is once again reflected by these two grand trines creating whatever you want to call it, the Seal of Solomon, the Merkaba, the Star of David, all right, in the chart here. This mind, body, spirit, this merging of the higher self and what we might call the lower self, right? The earthly self and the spiritual self. Ooh, yeah, that is a level of what this we're going to call it the Merkaba in the chart is representing here, okay? If we make it a three-dimensional symbol, it becomes a Merkaba. So that is the representative of this massive transformation that we are going through as we quite literally leave the old self behind. Leave the old timeline behind. You are existing in a brand new timeline, whether you recognize that or not, whether things look the same or not. A brand new version of you, if you choose, is emerging from the ashes. There is a reason why the phoenix is the symbol for the cover of this channel. Right? Every single person on here is a phoenix. The oldest dragon, right? The OG, the original dragon. We get to choose in every moment what we are aligning with. We get to choose joy. We get to choose excitement, adventure, bliss, compassion, faith, trust, and faith. All right, North Node in Pisces, trust and faith. This is an opportunity to align with that highest, at this point, to this point version of ourselves, right? the highest version of ourselves that is accessible right now. Or it's an opportunity to still exist in lower energies. The choice is yours. There are a lot of external events that are trying to push people into more polarization, more division. Once again, the choice is yours. And thank you, Annika. This was a gift from one of our tribe members. And I love it so much. I'm so grateful for it. It is a little bit snug, so I don't always wear it. I'm very flattered at the size that was ordered for me. Many years ago now. This is like back in 2021, maybe. But I absolutely love it. And it felt appropriate today because there is so much energy that we're having an opportunity to see through right now. So much distraction. So just two to look and one to see. All right. Remember that. One to see. One to see. Right? I guess there's actually a lot more than one. We got 3 right there, but 5 if you count my eyes. But you guys know what I'm saying. We don't need to get literal about this. Inside joke. So, getting back to this energy here. The fact that we have the sun, the moon, and Mercury. So we span the whole breadth of Virgo energy here. Right? We started at 0 with that new moon at 0 Virgo at the end of August. We're completing at 20 on the 21st of September with that new moon solar eclipse at 29 degrees of Virgo. With that total lunar eclipse in Pisces, the opposing sign, on the 7th. And I know a lot of people were feeling that one. I was in Sedona for that. It was intense. A lot of clearing, a lot of purging that's been going on and is still going on for a lot of people. Right? Because there is so much light coming in. Because there's so much density that we're being given the opportunity to release here. If we so choose. And I keep saying that because it's all a choice. And we talk about this all the time, how we can make a new choice in every moment, right? We can make a new choice in every moment. In each moment, we are reborn. Somebody watching really needs to hear that piece. So it's not just that this is happening at the anaretic degree of Virgo. And like we said, we have Mars at the anaretic degree of Libra as well for this, which is wild. The completion degree, the closing degree in that yod, which is really pushing for revolution, for change, for justice, right? In that Libra energy. With Saturn conjunct Neptune, this is spiritual responsibility, spiritual truth. Uranus conjunct Sedona, being true to oneself, refusing to abandon oneself. All right, big energy just with that yod there. But this Mercury connected, we've got the sun, the moon, and Mercury all connected here. Mercury is in Libra, 5 degrees of Libra. All right, so on the other side of this, so to speak. But this is our consciousness, our solar consciousness, our mental processes and mental body with Mercury, and our emotional body with the moon, our intuition. So this is a powerful activation of all of those energies in an opposition here to Saturn at 28 degrees of Pisces and Neptune at 0 degrees of Aries. So Saturn in its completion of the Pisces energy. 2023, I believe it was. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Saturn entered Pisces. This is that final retrograde, that final clearing before Saturn firmly anchors into Aries alongside Neptune in the early months of 2026. They have their great conjunction at 0 degrees of Aries in February 2026. All right, this final clearing out of those energies, a completion of a much longer journey of Saturn from the time it last entered Aries to now, right? Because each planet has its own journey through the zodiac that is another cycle, a larger cycle. And I don't off the top of my head remember when it was that Saturn was last in Aries, but it's Saturn spends roughly 29 years in each sign. So do the math there, you can figure out it's been a while, right? All right, so major cycles completing here. Major karma closing out, soul contracts closing out, spiritual lessons, the hard knock lessons, which are the ones that Saturn teaches, right? And how powerful that those spiritual lessons are being completed when we have the planet, the new age planet, we'll say, that rules the sign of Pisces conjunct. But in the sign of Aries, in the next sign over, the brand new iteration of energy. Right? This is so powerful, you guys. So powerful. So there's a major completion here with this energy. And yes, looking at the kite here, the kite, looking at the chart here, we do have a kite going on where we have that opposition between the sun, the moon, Mercury, and Saturn and Neptune, and loosely Ceres as well, for those who enjoy the asteroids here. Then we've got sextiles to Pluto and Uranus, creating the sides of the kite, who are both trining the sun, the moon, and Mercury. All right, so there's, once again, we see how all these points in the chart are interconnected here. All the energies syncing up with one another, supporting this transformation that we're all going through here. Supporting these spiritual lessons as individuals and as a collective that we are completing. These contracts, ooh, this is big, you guys. These contracts, these collective soul contracts. The collective contract that we created when we agreed as a collective to fall from a 5D consciousness to a 3D consciousness. When we agreed to enter the fallen inverted AI matrix During the fall of Atlantis, that collective soul contract is closing with this solar eclipse, with this energy. Really feel into how enormous that is. We are completing that contract as a collective. Whether that was entered into with full knowing of what we were agreeing to or not, that we're not here to debate that. But we're closing that out. Can you feel how big that is? I'm not necessarily, maybe I am getting chills. I don't know what's going on right now. I'm experiencing a lot of sensations with the revelation of that. Think of the implications of what that means. That contract is done. Throughout all time and space, we are now in the next level of the game. I don't want to say we're now free because we've always been free. It was just an illusion that we weren't, but we agreed to participate in that illusion, and the contract for the collective to participate in that illusion is now null and void. Many of us have already torn up, so to speak, or completed our individual contracts with that energy. The contract that we agreed to forget. All of that, all right? So think about that. That's why this is all coming through now. I love this. When Spirit told me the retreat in Sedona was to be called I Remember, that this was a year of remembrance. This is why. This is why the 999 portal is connected to the energy of remembrance. Because this energy right here, from eclipse to eclipse, from new moon to new moon, we could say, through the 999 energy, this energy is completing that contract. So we're going to see a lot more people waking up from this point forward. Now, yes, we all have our own individual contracts. Some of us, like I said, tore up our contracts a long time ago. And this is what helped to get the collective toward the point where we could tear up this contract as a collective. People may still hold on to that energy. They may still hold on to that energy of forgetting. Right? Ignorance is bliss. So they say, and to an extent that is true. All right. Some people may cling to the inverted matrix. Some people may cling to the old paradigm because it's all they know. So let's have compassion for that. But as a collective, we have moved beyond that energy. Yeah, exactly, Dee. That is huge. I'm beyond chills right now. It's like my whole body is just like feeling this sensation that's almost like beyond getting chills, if that makes any sense. Breathe into that. Let's all take a moment together right now to honor the fact that that contract is closing, to feel the release of that contract with the archons, that contract with the dark ones, that contract to fall into the third dimension. Feel that releasing. Watch that going up in flames. And state to yourself, I remember who I am. I remember why I'm here. I am God. I am sovereign. I am free. I am free to live my life as I choose, to shine in my light without apology, to create my own reality, to be one of the way showers who has the courage to live and be a living example of a new way. It's okay, Johnny. I don't speak the name of who I am either. That's on a need to know basis, and most people don't need to know. That's actually smart. You don't need to do that. You don't need to speak who you are. When you fully embody that energy, it can be felt. All right? It needs no introduction. You need no introduction. Right? It's like what they say, the lion doesn't need to tell everybody that he's a lion. Saying I can't remember is the first mistake. That's the old paradigm. That's the old story. We're here to let those stories go. If you choose, you can. And if you want assistance, that's what I do. So reach out to me. All right. Whew, you guys, that was big stuff. All right. It's no accident that this alignment is happening, as we were going to continue to say here, with the sun, the moon, and Mercury conjunct the supergalactic center. The highest concentration of galaxies and energy within the supergalactic center is located around 2 degrees and 22 minutes in Western tropical astrology of Libra. But the supergalactic center spans from the later degrees of Libra all the way into the early degrees, the later degrees of Virgo, all the way into the early degrees of Libra. We've got a sort of, and I don't like to say hierarchy, but we've got these cosmic points here, these super cosmic points, right? We've got the galactic center at 27 Sagittarius, drawing everything into its orbit. From there, we have the supergalactic center also drawing the galactic center into its orbit. And then from there, we have the great attractor at 14, attracting, drawing everything in, and the Shapley attractor beyond that, at whose nexus point is at around 2 degrees of Scorpio. All right, so this is one of those big kahunas here, right? The supergalactic center. The supergalactic center, the way that I view it, is about understanding that our power comes from within and not without. People with points conjunct the supergalactic center tend to focus outwardly early in life. There's a real emphasis, especially in the Libra points, on relationship, on connection, on the other, chasing that connection, chasing that love in order to feel whole. On the Virgo side, oftentimes it's information, it's knowledge that we chase, thinking that that's going to fill the void, right? The linear mind energy. Sometimes it's a deeper meaning and purpose with that Virgo energy, but it's always something outside of the self. And it's an insatiability, a thirst that people feel with powerful points connected to the supergalactic center. It's also one of our points where we can really tap into that energy of beyond, right? That supergalactic energy. Right? It's called the supergalactic center for a reason. Right? Where time functions differently. Where there's powerful, with the supergalactic center, this is one of those points where it's a black hole, essentially, is one way to look at it. It's much more than that, but that's one way to put it. Right? And on the edges of black holes, time functions differently. So time travel is easier. So when we're looking at this energy, this is allowing us to travel between dimensions, between timelines, to access all versions of ourselves in all dimensions, all fractals of ourselves, all of that wisdom, to clear karma and to clear energies and to internalize soul lessons from all those different versions of ourselves. Particularly when it comes to giving our power away. Supergalactic center ultimately forces us back in on ourselves. It forces us to go within, to find what we were looking for on the outside, to fall in love with ourselves in the Libra version, And in the Virgo version, to realize that all the answers that we're seeking from outside can be found within. And there is no time in the history of our planet, in my personal opinion, that has been more necessary than right now. In the age where AI can create images and videos so real you can't tell the difference, right? When there is so much information, every piece of information contradicts another piece of information. You have to go within to get to the truth. Yes, the event horizon, that is, I believe, what it is called, that on the edges of the black hole. Absolutely, Johnny. That's what I'm going to add for the title of this live stream when we're done, the event horizon. Because that's what it feels like right now. That's the energy that we are accessing. This is a time beyond time that we are in right now. This is an opportunity to go backward, forward, every which way, to connect the dots, to synthesize the wisdom, the energy, to clear that karma, to clear that. And when I say clear karma, like really what I want to say with that is like to release the trauma, release the conditioning, and internalize the lessons, internalize the wisdom, and really be able to utilize that. This is so incredibly big. So incredibly big. I really don't know if there's anything more to say about it. Honestly, there probably is, but I think we're just going to pull some cards. And before we pull some cards, and I am going to, oh, I love that. It'll be about 1:44. Oh, that's the time that we might get started. Never mind. It's 1:43 right now on my clock. That won't be the time stamp though. Somebody tell me, oh yeah, it says 32 minutes. All right, there we go. So I try to remember that so it's easier for me to time stamp for everyone. I'm gonna talk to people in the chat before we start the cards. I know we've been communicating a little bit, but just like saying hi a little more. Oh, thank you. I am Kassia. It's nice to meet you, Farhan. Hello, Yos. Yes. You are very welcome, JT. Universe, Creamy, hello. Plune, of course. Beautiful Annika holding it down for us in the chat. D. Hello, everybody. It's so good to see you here. Oh, you're a snake, Creamy. I love that. I love that. Your return year. Hello, Michael. Hello, hello. Yeah. You're doing it right now, Jos or Yos. Is it Yos? Jos van der Beek? Oh, you know what that reminds me of? Who was that actor there? James Van Der Beek? Was that it? I have my new babies with me, Michael. Both of them. You're doing it right now. You don't have to know how. Just know that you're here. You're here, you're listening, you're absorbing, you're open, you're exploring, right? Exploring your own consciousness, exploring the world. All right. Clear. I mean, really, it's, if we look at it in the version of like the Earth game, right? We've been playing since the moment we've been born, and we've been born many, many times into this game, right? This game of forgetting and remembering. This game of ascending out of the inverted matrix. Of breaking the matrix, really, right? Clear. All right. Spirit, tell us. Okay. All right. Spirit wants me to also use the Black Moon Astrology, my favorite astrology deck, for some of this too. All right. Clear. Tell me about this. 999 eclipse window, this eclipse portal that we are in, this rebirthing. Tell me maybe Spirit will give us a little glimpse into what's on the other side of the nullification of this contract of descension. Fourth house, roots. Oh, this is interesting. One message coming through here is about the roots of humanity. More information is going to be coming out about the roots of humanity. And what I mean by that is like humanity's creation story. And I've heard a lot of them, right? A lot of them are different versions of each other. You know, like the different ET races that may have seeded humanity, what that looks like, all of that energy. This is also about people coming to understand their own galactic history. And this is the energy that I'm really moving into. So if anyone is this is why I'm being called, I think, to assist people with this, is because this is like the next phase of remembrance for a lot of people. All right, so this is like understanding your multidimensional self, the different star systems that you are currently a part of, right? Because all time exists in the now. Right, so it's not like a past you, it's another version of you, a simultaneous version of you. This is what I do, whether it's through aura hypnosis healing, which is also an entity removal technique, or through your galactic chart, examining your cosmic galactic chart to help you understand your different races and other things that I'm still in the process of learning. But that's my jam. All right. So if you're wanting to learn more about your galactic self, about your interdimensional self, get a hold of me. There's lots of different ways that we can delve into that. That's another aspect of this. For some people, this is also about getting more in touch with your roots within this lifetime. I love you so much, Sophie. So happy you're here. And for some people, this is speaking on a more basic level to simply shifts within the home. I'm moving for some people. I'm feeling shifts within the family. We have the fifth house creativity on the bottom of the deck. Children for some people. Shifts or energy surrounding your children, your own inner child. But yeah, it definitely feels like humanity learning more about their roots. And Spirit saying, yes, we want to understand about our galactic history, but we also want to understand the importance of our lineage in this lifetime, because those are the karmic contracts we entered into for our particular collective, right? Those are those are the earthly dynamics we came here to shift and to heal. So there's soul contracts there. And there's also support there through the ancestors that we are now connected to through that lineage. So be careful with things like, a lot of people like to do like the ancestry things. I'm always wary of anywhere where I'm sending my DNA, you know what I mean? I mean, they have it, they get it so many different ways from the time we're first born, but still, I'm not 100% sure about that. But any ways that people can't connect with that, there's power in that, in what Spirit's saying. This is also connected to the tree of life. All of creation is a tree. We all have our own individual trees. So there's something with the clearing here of the tree of life, the connection. I just feel all this light. All this light returning to the tree of creation. This healing that the tree of creation the tree of life is receiving, and how that's rippling out to each of our individual trees. It's like an activation that's being received right now. Anything else? Clear. Anything else within the tarot that wants to come out to further clarify here with the 4th house energy? Got the 4 of Cups. So 4-4 here. And the Magician. Oh, this is interesting. One of the messages coming through here is for somebody who's been suffering a lot of setbacks, a lot of disappointments, particularly with the 4s, this is the concrete manifested reality and world here. I'm feeling that you have support coming in. For some of you, this is familial support. For some of this is like community. For some of this is your own angelic team or your ancestors rallying around you. If you've been feeling unsupported, I feel more support coming in, and I feel a message really emphasizing that you are more supported, that you know, and you're about to see that support more in the physical. But this is also for somebody who has almost given up on something that they've been wanting to manifest or create. I feel this energy of, yeah, we got the Ace of Cups on the bottom of the deck. That it's coming through here. Like almost like you've given up hope on something. You released it, you let it go, and now it's coming in, is the energy that I feel here. For somebody, I almost feel like this energy of like, well, I didn't get it when I wanted it, so now I don't want it at all. Like that kind of like pouty energy, you know what I mean? Try not to be in that energy. I don't know why, I'm just really feeling that for somebody. It's almost like this childlike, like obstinance. For somebody else, though, I'm feeling this energy of like, there's this final piece that needs to shift around really knowing that you deserve whatever it is that you've been wanting to create here. That's part of why this wasn't coming in for you, was because you didn't truly believe. There was a part of you that didn't feel like you deserved it. And Spirit's saying like things were offered to you many times that would have kind of gotten the ball rolling, so to speak, but you rejected them. And this could be on an energetic level, not necessarily on a physical conscious level. You rejected them because you didn't feel worthy. So there's like a final piece falling away for some people around this eclipse time. A final piece of that energy of not feeling worthy that's being released, that's being let go. That's this, and for some, it's like a guilt of having too much. The energy too much is really standing out. This could be for somebody also who's been told throughout their life that they're too much. Or somebody who feels like they're asking for too much, that their dreams are too much. It's like that energy here, Spirit saying if it's within your heart, it's not too much, it's just enough. It's exactly what you were meant for and what was meant for you, or you wouldn't have that dream and desire within you. All right. I channel for the too much collective here, all right? We're not too much, but we may have been labeled that. Remember, what's too much for somebody is just the right amount for somebody else. All right? You're not too much. You are exactly right. You are exactly who you're supposed to be. And if you've held on to that, even when people told you that you were too much, This is your victory lap. This is the time where all that energy really comes back to you. That willingness to be who you are. That willingness to be too much. Yeah. For some people too, I feel like some people have been working through ancestral karma or those ancestral beliefs or familial beliefs related to being able to create whatever it is that you want, that you've been working to create. And there's finally a shift coming, a breakthrough coming around that, around letting that go, perhaps around energies of needing to please the family, not wanting to upset the family, not wanting to go against the family, the unspoken family rules. Some of those unspoken rules could be saying, like, you're not meant to have too much. You're not meant to be too successful. You're not meant to dream too big, right? So it's like moving past all of that. And those are just some examples. For some people, this has to do with love and connection. And that's where the worthy energy comes in, that you're worthy to be in a divine connection. And this isn't just love soulmates. This is any soulmates, right? Friendships. I really feel that soul tribe being called in for some people. If you are somebody, and this is going to be happening more and more as we all get to choose which path we want to be on, right? Different people are on different parts of that path. Different people are choosing different timelines, okay? Some of these small timelines, these different individual timelines lead toward that greater collective timeline, but they may be taking a different route. Some are really just actively choosing that other timeline, right? The timeline that stays perhaps in the 4D, that goes to another version of 4D Earth, right? Versus the 5D, 6D Earth. And beyond. You know, some people are just going home once this mission's complete. All right, we get to choose. It's all choice, right? But some people, you're really seeing those people disappearing from your reality now that you've gone through this transformation. So some people may be mourning the loss of those people or the loss of that job, the loss of whatever it was for you that is no longer a match for your energy in this new timeline. So don't be so stuck mourning the old thing that you miss the new thing that's coming. For some of you guys, it's like what you've been manifesting all along is coming, but you're too busy mourning what it is that you lost. Remember, a lot of times they say your new life is going to cost you your old one. Some people, it's like you're so stuck, and this isn't a judgment, right? And we did talk about in, I think, the last live stream, we did the importance of mourning what we're releasing and letting go. That's part of the process of releasing it for many people. Okay? But don't say so stuck in that energy that it's like, and then again, maybe we need to for a time. But what I'm saying is for some people, it's like you're going to wake up and you're going to realize I've been so stuck mourning what I lost that I didn't recognize that what I was manifesting, what I was desiring and creating is already here. It's been here the whole time. For some people, it's like that aha moment where you realize what you've been looking for has been there the whole time. Whether this is love, whether this is connection, whether this is fulfillment, whatever it is. It's like stumbling upon it and being like, how did I not see this was here the whole time? All right. It's like that energy of finally realizing that you've been chasing freedom. But you've been free the whole time. Right? Chasing wisdom, but you've been wise the whole time. Chasing joy, but you've had bliss all around you. Chasing love, you've been loved the whole time. Right? It's like that aha moment for some people. Some people, it's like finally getting over whatever energies within your own mind were blocking you from being able to see and recognize the beauty and the gifts and the joy all around you. This is beautiful energy here. All right, let's continue. Fire element, desire. Jupiter return benefits. This is what I'm saying. This is the harvest coming in for people. I'm thinking the song that just popped into my head was a song that I listened to a lot by Mellow Will on Spotify. It's called Money Coming In. Money coming in abundance. So for some people, there's definitely money coming in. It's definitely a windfall of material abundance in that way. If that is something that you have been working on, manifesting, creating, for some people, that's just going to be a byproduct. We've got the Grand Cross energy, and we've experienced quite a few of these recently, right? So this is those destined and fated moments that push us into greatness, that help us to see the things we couldn't see. Most importantly, I'm feeling like that help us see the things within ourselves that we couldn't recognize, the strength within ourselves, the courage within ourselves. These are the moments, such as the current events that have occurred on a collective scale, that are pushing us deeper into ourselves, that are showing us the parts of ourselves. For some people, this is like shadow being revealed as well. The shadow that needs to be revealed so that we can integrate it. So we can heal the wounds that prevented us from being able to embrace whatever aspects of ourselves we shoved into shadow. I'm feeling, and I know people aren't going to appreciate this, right? Well, you guys understand how this whole process works, so you might. I'm feeling more events occurring on a collective scale, on a world scale, that are initiating this Grand Cross kind of energy here, right? That are pushing people into deeper levels of awareness, of awakening. Oh, my hair is just like crazy today, guys, so it is what it is. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. I mean, I don't even really care that much, honestly. I was going to say nobody cares except me, but I only moderately care. All right. I'm just trying to like get it out of the way in some sort of sense. But this energy here, there's more to come in the days and weeks that follow. So what do? We hold our center. We get curious. Curious at what is being revealed to us. Curious as to what aspects of our shadow want to rise to the surface. Curious as to where it is that Spirit is inviting us to grow next. A deeper level of faith is developed as a result of these challenging circumstances. I'm feeling the energy of Mars here as well. And of course, the Grand Cross could have a Mars-like energy, right? Saturn-like energy, maybe. Even a Uranus-like energy. The Grand Cross is like the tower if we were doing a tarot reading. Something with Mars, maybe. Clear. Anything? Oh, different deck. Okay. See if there's anything Spirit wants to say about this. Clear. Oh, thank you for that donation, Annika. You're so sweet. I love you. You're the best. I appreciate you so much. And I want to say again, give a shout out. I can't remember, and it's just my, you guys know how I am with my memory. But one of our tribe members did get this shirt for me a few years ago, and I absolutely love it. All the little gifts, I've received little gifts here and there. I've received little decks. I received a unicorn deck once. I've received some little decks, and I've received some really cool gifts. Earth from Okra, as it's called, from Australia. I've received so many cool things from some of you guys, in addition to the donations, and all of it means so much. It really, truly does. You are all so amazing. You light me up in ways that I can't even describe, so thank you for that. I hope that I'm able to return that favor, even just a little bit. Okay. So, world events, as well as personal events that push us deeper into our faith, that really help us to, or cause us to seek out that bigger picture. This is like this is the collective awakening, right? Now that we've released that contract, right? The contract when we fell. Got the Six of Cups here. That's healing, that's connection. Can also be nostalgia. Let's see what else comes out with that. What do we need to understand about that? Healing. There's something of healing the children too. So there could be more world events relating to the children, relating to saving the children. That's one thing that I am feeling, and we know there's a lot of controversy going on right now about the Epstein list and what's been going on with that. Connections to possibly with all of that, the country that shall not be named, whose flag is the Seal of Solomon. Star of David. Interesting stuff. So we may find more coming out with that as well. That may be one of those events I'm feeling. More showing up with the harming of children. And more healing. Hopefully, ultimately on the other side of that. One of our biggest goals is to protect these children, right? The beautiful purity that they hold, the innocence that they hold. This is also like a return to that childlike, that energy of childlike wonder. Got the Ace of Pentacles here. For some people, this is a childhood dream, a childhood job coming to fruition here. For some people, this is people who've been praying. If there's anybody on here who's prayed for a job where they get to help children, a job where they get to help people even recover their own inner child. Maybe a job that's more in line with the way that they saw themselves in the world when they were a child. Like we said, those old childhood dreams maybe. That coming through for people here too, which is beautiful. And what Spirit's saying is as we move into this new earth, okay? As we move into this new earth, the new currency is generosity. The new currency is love for yourself and your neighbor, your sister, your brother, right? Because we're all brothers and sisters. So it's that energy of the purity of heart. I'm trying to think of a nicer way, or a way that is more, I love that, love is my currency, I love you so much. A way other than like what just came through, honestly, to say what I'm about to say. But it's the energy of what we're really is looked at here. What really determines the path that we choose is the purity of our heart. So it's that energy, like we said, of generosity, of loving thy neighbor, of seeing everyone as our brother and sister, regardless of what they think of, regardless of what they believe, regardless of how awake they might be, and honoring them as such. For some people, there's great abundance coming in simply for being able to do this. There's great opportunities to be of service to others. If somebody's been wanting to start a foundation or something, a charity that helps the children in some regard, or that helps humanity in some sense, I feel funds coming in for that. Yeah. This is just beautiful energy. I love this. And the energy of the star and the pentagram. And it's interesting. I know I talked about the Seal of Solomon earlier. It was interesting because my research was indicating that the pentacle at one point was also considered to be a Seal of Solomon. The star. So we have the 6-pointed star and the 5-pointed star. Notice even these flowers are little stars, little 5-pointed stars. So I don't know. That's all interesting. Take it or leave it for whatever it's worth. We've got 7 stars between these 2 cards here. Then we got the 9 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. So yeah, lots of healing here. We're going to do one final card because I do have to go. I have very limited, just limited time. I'm not sure how we're going to do a live stream next week. It depends. It's probably going to end up being an evening one next week. I'm still looking for all those resources coming through to assist in me showing up for you guys the way that I would like to. All in divine time. You know what I mean? So one final card here. And Spirit's actually showing me it wants to be a different deck here. Although we do have Lunar Eclipse change and then Scorpio. I transform. So that transformative eclipse energy. That highly emotionally charged energy. Let's see. All right. Interesting. We're going to use the Shaman's Dream. I was thinking about the activation deck, but it's actually packed away in one of my suitcases. So I still haven't fully unpacked from Sedona. Clear. Final card time, please. Oh, yeah, the trees, absolutely. Nature is a big part of that, too. Some people are feeling called to help the planet in that way. That was an interesting message that Mother Earth gave me when I was in Sedona. She showed me like she is so powerful. Her energy, all these attempted infringements upon her energy, like her energy at its core is so incredibly powerful. She's like, what you really can do to help me is just stop damaging me. You know what I mean? Stop polluting me. Stop littering upon me. So some people are going to be really feel called to assist Mother Nature in that way. And that is so powerful as well. And I love you so much, Sophie. Sophie's giving her testimony in the comments. She has worked with me individually. And she is just absolutely fabulous. I think about you all the time. I'm so glad that I was able to be a part of your journey and really assist in you stepping into your light, stepping into your power. Oh, my right ear is ringing right now. I love and appreciate you. I don't know that our work is done yet. You are beautiful. You are beautiful. So we have dances on one foot coming out, balancing act. And repairing the veil, forgiveness. All right, this is a powerful closing message here. With the Fool's Embrace, transmuting pain. And the Vanishing Mirror, ego sublimation. So this is a lot of energy, but what I'm feeling here is a final message for the collective here. About, and this is a 9 card, right? And 5 plus 4, 45 breaks down to 9. So we got a 9-9 energy. And then the 22, which has been one of my numbers lately. And the 13, which just this breaks down to, which breaks down to a 4. But 13 is also the number of creation, right? 12, 13. As we repair this fractured planet, this fractured collective, forgiveness is going to be key. And it is going to be a balancing act moving forward. Balancing our need to be the savior versus our need to allow, the necessity of allowing people to walk their path. Right? Balancing the need to interfere. with the need to allow. Balancing our own emotions with that higher consciousness, that higher view, right? Balancing our fear and our faith. Many of us, and it's so interesting, like I said, this collective, we're a little bit ahead of the curve with a lot of stuff. Anyone who finds and resonates here. Okay, like I've heard other people talking about stuff that we've been talking about for a long time, and it always makes me giggle. Like some people talk about how now we have the light workers who are kind of being that bridge between the 3D and the 5D. And that's where a lot of us have been for a long time, is that bridge. All right, and some of us, that's that balancing act for some, but some of us have been that bridge for a really long time. And we're now getting a respite from that. And we're actually able to move into a different energy where we're more anchored in the 5D. Actually, that spirit's showing me that's the way that this particular collective is going to be able to be the bridge now. It's not by staying in the 4D. Some of us, we fluctuate back and forth. Some of us are alchemists in the sense that like we walk the line between dark and light in order to alchemize those energies. And I'm not saying that those of us who have that gift are going to stop doing that necessarily. But I am saying that those of us who've been kind of straddling both worlds are going to get an opportunity to step more firmly into the other world and bridge from there, instead of having to stay stuck in that 4D energy, that in-between energy. And our light is just going to continue to draw people across that divide. Spirit's saying it's going to be really important for us to take care of our own health, mental, physical, spiritual. As we move forward, to be that light requires honoring our own cycles, requires filling our own cup, requires pulling back our energy when we need to, requires releasing anything that is not in alignment, requires transparency, requires authenticity. Okay, honoring yourself, choosing yourself needs to be part of the equation. Most people finding this channel put others over yourself more often than not. All right, we have to learn how to put ourselves first when necessary. We have to figure out how it is that we can find balance. Yeah. I like this. It says, it's not that you are doing too much and find it impossible to catch up. Rather, it's that you are confusing readiness with preparation. You will never, ever be fully prepared for all the challenges in life, but you can be ready to say yes to a new invitation the universe offers you. Live in a state of yes to spirit and no to everything not infused with life, romance, vitality, and the sacred. You will be surprised by how quickly your load lightens when you hold true to this lesson. You are challenged now to work with the resources available to you and not be seduced by the belief, if I only had more. Life has provided you with everything you need to accomplish your goals and fulfill your mission. Isn't that possible? Because I just said that earlier, waiting for the resources to arrive. When it feels like you are losing your balance, do not contract, holding your arms close to your chest, for you will fall. Instead, reach out and extend them fully, saying yes to Spirit's steadying hand. I love that. That's beautiful. I think forgiveness speaks for itself, but I'm just going to check in real quick here. Yeah, I'm going to read this too to close. It says, between us all is a thin veil appearing to be a space that separates us. We look through this veil and believe ourselves to be distinct from each other. We assume that our thoughts and feelings are our own. We see bodies and objects and the spaces between them, so we engage the world in relationships between a duality of us and them. This veil serves as a mysterious illusion, making it so hard to believe in our inherent connection and unity. We can't always remember that what we do to someone else, we at the same time do to ourselves, right? I am you and you are me. When we claw at the veil out of fear, anger, jealousy, or resentment, manipulate another, misuse our power, or allow someone's actions to diminish us, We create a wound felt by many, not just those of us in the smaller direct relationship. Now is the time to examine where your actions have caused difficulty or harm to someone else, and also where you have been the recipient of harm. Regardless of what side you are on, it's important to take responsibility for healing this rift by bringing love, compassion, deep listening, and presence to whatever is not in harmony. Do this for you and for your own liberty. As you become an unwitting hostage once you take the role of perpetrator or victim, both are positions of weakness. And this is some of that Pisces energy, that energy that we are completing as Saturn completes that transit of Pisces that we were talking about earlier. Let's see. Let go of all your resentments, know dynamic, and make the appropriate amends with that newfound wisdom and understanding. Healing, forgiveness, and mending what is broken in your world is a sweet, much-needed declaration of freedom. And this is what we are doing as individuals and as a collective. This is another way that we are way showers. Thank you. I looked up. It was 222 on my clock too, Sophie. All right. Okay. We're going to read number 22 just because it is the 2-2 card. Okay. This is all about transmuting your pain, allowing life to love you, and the experience of both and. Ooh, talking about separation, right? Sides. And that was a big part of the video that I just did too. That I'm going to put out probably later today. It says, pain of life is sometimes unbearable. When we're in it, we think that pain, that loss, that betrayal will always be woven through our continuity of existence. We are kept hostage by the way we identify with the pain and what we make it mean. If we let it, it becomes etched into us like a tattoo. No matter where on the spectrum of pain you find yourself now, whether it be mild disappointment or searing loss, it's time to make peace with it. Befriend it rather than resisting it, running from it or judging it as bad or unfair or hostile. Can you see the gift that is here? Surrender to the fool's embrace, allowing the truth to envelop you in love and compassion. What if you could learn something amazing from this? What is truly yours will not pass you by. Something better and perfect for you is waiting elsewhere. If you come to terms with the liberation and freedom inherent in loss, your broken heart might open you to a greater sense of humanity and compassion. As in the narrative of tarot, the fool will begin at the beginning of your life's adventure, and at the end when you've integrated all the wisdom you've accumulated along the journey. He will never let you down or lie to you. He will, however, teach you how to revel in both the beauty and desperation of life. Both and, this and that will always be true. Not this or that, this and that. Remember, the pearl can't be created without the gritty sand causing discomfort and acting as a catalyst in the oyster. Your pearl is discovered in the radical acceptance that everything has value. All is well now and will be well. Remember that today as you feel the fool's embrace. All right? I love that. How perfect. All right, you all, I love and appreciate you so much. Thank you for being with me today. I want to say hello to Ty, who I saw popping in the chat, sending more love still to Sophie, to Perceived Awareness. I'm so glad that you are receiving the messages today, that they're serving you. And everybody here in the chat. Creamy, we got an Aries here, Ziggurat checking in, Dale there. Of course, Annika and Dee and Michael still in the chat. You are all so beautiful. I appreciate you so much, Johnny. Of course, as always. Yeah, you guys are amazing. Thank you for being here. This is going to continue to be intense, all right? Like we said, this is a massive transformation. Something completely unknown with the stranger here. Is awakening, is beckoning us forward into this next timeline, this next version of ourselves and our experience on this planet. Once again, it's a matter of choice. What do you choose? Walk in faith, not fear. Walk in love, not hate. Walk in truth. Walk in integrity. Walk in authenticity. Right? You don't have to be rainbows and unicorns all the time. That's not what being spiritual is about. Somebody really needs to hear this. All right? Walking in authenticity and integrity means being you. It's okay. We're purging a lot of energy right now. You may not be feeling happy-go-lucky. Right? That's not what spiritual growth and transformation is all about, okay? There's reasons Scorpio energy represents transformation. All right? It's intense. Things are revealed that are uncomfortable, that may not be easy to look at. Doesn't mean that you're not going to be afraid. When I say choose love, not fear, I guess maybe I said hate, but whatever, you know what I mean? Like, doesn't mean you're not going to be afraid. You can choose love and be afraid. You can walk forward in courage and be afraid. Courage, as we always say, is not the absence of fear. Do the thing afraid, but do it with love in your heart. If you approach everything from a place of love, from a place of forgiveness and compassion, you're going to be all right. Trust your soul. Your soul is guiding you. If you can't see the signs, if you don't know how, then slow down. Slow down and wait for the clarity. Breathe into it. Settle your nervous system. Stroke the side of your neck here where you have your vagus nerve. All right? Take slow, deep breaths. Exhale longer than you inhale. All right? Look up ways to soothe the nervous system. Feel safe in your body. That's number one. That's something that I've been learning really powerfully. All right? Just be present in your heart. That's literally all you have to do. That's the key. Thank you, Dee. Yeah. You're not out of vibration, Dale. You're just you're purging, you're releasing, you're we all get unsteady along this journey. That's why we come together, to bring each other back to center. Just repeat to yourself and know, I am exactly where I am meant to be. I am safe. I am love. I am God. I am sovereign. I am free. All right. I love you all so much. I'll talk to you soon.